यूजुअली किसी भी इकोनॉमिक थ्योरी का नाम सुनकर इंसान खुश तो होता नहीं है। आम जनता सो ना जाए वही बहुत बड़ी बात होती है। लेकिन आज जिस इकोनॉमिक थ्योरी के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं, द नेम ऑफ दैट इकोनॉमिक थ्योरी विल बी इनफ टू कीप यू अवेक फॉर द नेक्स्ट 10 minutes at least. So, do watch the video till the end and I promise you will not regret. The name of the theory, as you must have already read from the title, is Dosa Economics or Dosanomics as it is lovingly called. So, let's get started. Former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan came up with this theory in 2016 to explain the effects of inflation on an ordinary man's saving and purchasing power. Now, before we understand how this entire thing actually works, it would be useful for us to know the condition of Indian economy back when Mr. Rajan came up with this theory. When Mr. Raghuram Rajan became the RBI governor in 2013, the banks in India were offering a high interest rate of 10%. But then the inflation was also as high as 10%. But with the help of many path-breaking reforms, he was able to bring down the inflation rate from 10% to 5% by 2016. And that's when he decided to reduce the interest rate on fixed deposits from 10% to 8%. A decision that received a lot of criticism from the citizens of India, as FDs were and still are the most popular investment instrument in our country. And especially for many senior citizens, it is their only source of income. So to explain to the general public the rationale behind his decision, Mr. Rajan came up with the theory of Dosanomics. Now, if you read a little bit about Raghuram Rajan or listen to some of his interviews on YouTube, you would know that he is a brave man who never shied away from doing what was actually right for the Indian economy. Unlike a few RBI governors who got appointed after him, he had the courage to question the government and its wrong policies even without caring for his personal future. He is therefore rightfully recognized as one of the best RBI governors India has ever had. Now coming back, here is how he explained the effect of inflation and bank interest rates on a common man's savings. Let us suppose a recently retired man, Mr. Ashish, has a savings of Rs 1 lakh in his bank account. If today he wishes to go to the market and buy masala dosas with that money, considering the cost of a dosa to be Rs 50 each, Mr. Ashish can buy 2000 dosas today with his savings of Rs 1 lakh. But then Mr. Ashish thinks that if he invests his money in an FD for a year, he will have more money to buy more dosas next year. And this is where he goes wrong. Let us see how. We're going to take a look at two scenarios. Scenario number 1, high interest rates with high inflation. And scenario number 2, low interest rate with low inflation. Let's take a look at the scenario number 1. Let us assume we have banks giving us interest rates as high as 10%, but with it an inflation of 10%. So, in such a scenario, although Mr. Ashish earns an interest of Rs 10,000 on his principal amount of Rs 1 lakh at the end of 1 year, but what we should also take into account is inflation. As the economy experiences an inflation of 10% that year, the price of dosa is also going to increase from Rs 50 to Rs 55 because of the increase in other costs such as raw material and labor. So you see, earlier Mr. Ashish was getting 2000 dosas on his 1 lakh savings. Today, after a year of high interest rates as well as high inflation, he will be getting just the same. 1,10,000 divided by 55 is equals to 2,000 dosas. Thus, the net gain of investing in a bank deposit is zero as his purchasing power is still the same. Now, let us take a look at scenario number 2, where the bank gives us a low interest rate of 8% and the inflation rate is at 5.5%. So in such a scenario, Mr. Ashish will be earning an interest rate of just Rs 8,000 at the end of the year. But because of the reduction of the inflation rate from 10% to 5.5% with it, the price of masala dosa will now only increase to Rs 52.75. Which means Mr. Ashish will now be getting approximately 2,048 dosas on the same 1 lakh savings. So you see, in a high inflation and high interest rate period, he is able to buy 2000 dosas only. While even in a low interest rate but low inflation period, he is able to buy 2048 dosas, 48 dosas more, or you can say an increase in the purchasing power by 2.5%. Thus, Dosanomics shows us how lowering the interest rate can increase our real purchasing power if done the right way. In this short clip, Raghuram Rajan sums it up beautifully.
With 10% inflation and 10% interest, he gets only 2,000 dosas at the end of the period. He could have bought 2,000 at the beginning, he gets only 2,000 at the end. In real dosas, he gets nothing. And that's exactly what you would say. Real interest rates are zero, 10% nominal minus 10% inflation. At 5.5% inflation, 8% interest, he gets 2,050 dosas, which is more than the 2,000 he got at the beginning, 2.5% real interest rates. And the reason we miss this is we miss the fact that inflation kills your principal. Inflation erodes your principal. The pensioner missed that. When he got his principal back, he wasn't thinking about spending it, but the real value of the principal was lower.
Raghuram Rajan once said, "I'm yet to meet an industrialist who doesn't want the interest rates to be lowered." But sadly, because most citizens aren't as financially educated, they are unaware as to how high interest rate during high inflation can do more harm to their savings than low interest rate during low inflation. Therefore, the only way to benefit both the industrialist and the citizen is to holistically lower the inflation. And that's all for today's video. I hope you liked the concept of Dosanomics. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and let us know in the comment section what topic do you want us to cover next. And if you're absolutely in love with the content we are creating and you want to support our channel, then do consider subscribing the channel. The other day I was checking the analytics and I found out that 80% of the people who watch our videos have not subscribed to the channel. If you are liking the content we are creating and you love to watch our videos, then subscribing is the way to go to support our channel so that we can reach out to more and more people and grow the channel. This will make YouTube Mama and me happy. Until next time, namaste, bye bye and take care.